everybody. Yes, it kicks off again later with a match which is, well, completely mouth-watering. Argentina versus Georgia. But let's have a little think about what we've seen so far. We've seen some fantastic tries, and of course we've seen two remarkable hackers to remember forever. Unfortunately in Argentina there's no hacker, but there's a group of people who love rugby and they really support it very well.
In Argentina, rugby is an upper-class sport. For a century, Buenos Aires' English-style schools have been Argentina's rugby homeland. Now El Naira is the second row forward for Alumni. This amateur club won the Argentine League in 2001. Alumni is a
I pay 50 pesos a month to play rugby. All players are club members, and it is the members who own the club. Our contribution goes towards the club spending. They are the club's main income.
Here no one earns any wages from the club. Training is after work, and Argentina's top rugby players are gentlemen, like in the good old days.
I work for an advertising agency. Here we all work for a living. In Argentina, rugby will never give you the kind of salary that we get from our occupation as doctors, architects or lawyers.
In order to make a living playing rugby, some players are going to Europe. According to Noel's father, a former international player, Argentina is halfway between amateurism and professionalism.
I think professional players still enjoy the game the way we did. It is bound to happen. The federation, as well as the major sponsors, are pressing for professionalism, and they will probably get their way.
Rodolfo O'Reilly, ex-Pumas coach and former sports minister, doesn't accept this fate. For the past 4 years, he has devoted his Sundays to Vireyes, a club located in a poor neighborhood of Buenos Aires.
If rugby becomes a way to earn a living, and if the money the game produces is spent on wages, then I don't get it. Rugby is going to turn into just another business. It will cease to be special.
Rugby is getting more and more popular thanks to media coverage of the World Cup. But in this part of Buenos Aires, it is the dedication of the rugby community and a hearty beef sandwich that guarantee the sport's popularity.
Now, of course, don't forget this weekend it's Namibia versus France, but tonight, of course, Georgia versus Argentina. Georgia, by rugby standards, is a small country, but in this small rugby country, there are some really big rugby players.
Meet the men with the toughest task in rugby. The minnows of Georgia preparing to take on the giants of France. But if they're daunted by the task ahead, nobody's showing it. At base camp in southern France, they've been groaning through 5 weeks of intensive training. Murder for the part-time players, but a rare chance for the squad to gel together. It's a sort of home from home. Nearly all the Georgian team play their rugby in France's first and second divisions. No surprise then that the team's fitness coach is also French.
It's a big honour for them to play against France and a big source of motivation. They want to thank the French for all they've done for them, but also to prove to them that the Georgians can play rugby.
There are only 35 teams nationwide in Georgia, but rugby's popularity is growing, and there's an ancient tradition to build on. It's called Lelo. The rules are simple. 2 villages knock lumps off each other for possession of a ball. The aim? Easy. Just plant the ball across a line in the opposing village. Qualification for the Rugby World Cup was made doubly sweet for the Georgians by successive triumphs over the Russians. There's nothing quite as satisfying as beating the old colonial power. But that's all in the past now. Defeat in a warm-up match against French side Agen, a reminder of the enormity of what lies ahead. Nothing, though, can disguise the Georgians' pride.
It's a great honour to be captain, and especially of an international team. I'm proud of this group of players.
The day after, a little aqua therapy to heal the wounds. They're battered and bruised, but still happy to be here.
So there we go, it's Argentina versus Georgia tonight, the pride of Buenos Aires versus the very best that Tbilisi can offer. Don't forget, of course, lots of other mouth-watering fixtures coming up, and of course the return of France's top 15. Can the French cockerel crow once again? My friends, the ball is just there. It's a question of catching it. I wish you great rugby, great games, and of course a great after-match celebration. See you soon.